What did you see in those guys? When you first saw them at the mall, what did you see?
Something that I still haven't seen today. They was in the mall. They was stars before I even came around. And they was in the mall. They was ghetto stars.
Yeah.
Like for real. They was in the mall walking around. There was girls at the cookie company giving them free cookies. I'm telling you, I was standing there in the middle of the mall looking at this like, who the is this? And I thought, because I wasn't really big on Nickelodeon and all that when I was younger, so I thought this was like some kids from Nickelodeon or something. People were actually, girls was acting wild about these little boys.
Yeah. I think you've used the term in describing them that they represented a mood.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what does that mean to you? What was that mood? What struck you?
They was like the word swag before
anybody used that.
Yeah, before it was even being used. Like their mentality was, I don't know what they was on.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just to be that young, I never saw nobody that was like that focused on being cool.
Yeah.
You got to understand, people out there, Kris Kross weren't rappers. They weren't kids walking around with demos. They weren't trying to be rappers. They weren't trying to be singers. When I met them, I said, what do y'all do? Light-skinned Chris said, we just cool. I was f***ed up like, damn. Get these guys a record fast.
But you see, but your genius is, number one, you could recognize that, but then you could put it into action.
I mean, it took a minute though. It took 2 years for me. It took
about that.
It took 2 years to get to Jump.
Yeah.
And like I said, they weren't rappers. They weren't even thinking about being rappers. They weren't even thinking about being in the music. From what I remember.
Yeah.
And at first, I was just kicking it with them because I started learning how to be cool. Let me get some of this coolness. And I started living by the way they was living.
Yeah.
Like these kids would get up at like 6 in the morning and go to the barbershop and get fresh at 6 in the morning and be sitting outside the barbershop before the dude even get there, before the barber get there to get their hairline.
Yeah.
I never seen nobody at 11 doing this. I know I didn't. I don't even know where they got the money to get haircuts. But
from the girl at the cookie store.
This is what they was doing. Their whole mentality and sneakers. They were sneakerheads at 11 and 12. And this is all the stuff that I'm watching, and then they would tell me stories about kids in their school getting beat up and robbed for starter jackets, and just a lot of information that I was gathering that I hadn't, that I wasn't going to public school at the time. So I was, I would just pick them up from school and just kick it with them and just try to get stories. So one day I was riding with them and, I probably shouldn't have been listening to this music with them 11 and 12, but their favorite artist was Ice Cube. And we played that America's Most Wanted album to death in my car, right? And they knew every word to every song. So I'm driving one day and I'm looking in the rearview mirror and I'm watching them rap the lyrics as if they was Ice Cube. I'm like, where they learning this lyrics at? And how are they learning? It's one thing to say the raps because you know the song, but it's one thing to start doing hand movements and start acting it out like you're a rapper. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, if I write them a song that they halfway like, this might be something. So it was my mission to try to start making music that they like. They ain't like none of the songs at first.
And anything that you had proposed to
Yeah,
them.
everything I started writing for them, it was nothing that was like, we ain't doing that. You could, and my goal was, I wasn't gonna be satisfied until they took the song and made it theirs. Right. Because I wasn't going to get the same thing that I saw with the Ice Cube. So I was every day trying to write a song, trying to write a song. And, they was quick to tell me what was whack, corny, nah, right? And then I hit this chord with them. I wrote this song called Little Boys in the Hood. And that was them. And at that point, I could see in their eyes that they heard what I was saying was them. And then they start saying it. And they start saying it just like me. They start saying it better than me. I'm like, oh, I could start feeling what was happening. But I still knew we didn't have that one record that I wanted. But I could feel it. And I felt it. And I sent the record out to Joe the Butcher at Rough House. And he called me back. He said, I want to sign him. And he signed him off Little Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is B.O.B.
This is G-Eazy.
I'm Mo. This is Julia Michaels.
This is Logic. Make sure you subscribe to the Recording Academy channel. Flex.